China has launched large-scale military drills in the waters around Taiwan to deter the self-governing island from seeking independence. A spokesperson for the Chinese army said the joint army, navy and rocket force exercises should act as a stern warning. Taiwan has sent warships to respond to China's navy vessels approaching its coast. Over the weekend, US Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth visited Japan and announced an upgrade to US military forces there because of China's perceived threat to Taiwan. Let's speak to our China correspondent, Stephen McDonnell. And Steve, this drill specifically targeting and focusing on Taiwan.
Are clearly aimed at encircling and potentially blockading Taiwan. The Chinese government, it's believed, has put this plan together as a sort of first step prior to a potential full-scale invasion of Taiwan. I guess they think that's better than a bloody invasion, and yet it would be an act of war if this was ever to really come about. The PLA today, the Eastern Theatre Command, has even said this is practice for closing in on Taiwan from all directions. And when you look at the maps that are given out, you can see where all the ships are placed all around the island, or the island group rather. And what this involves, this latest exercise, at least 19 ships apparently, including the entire Shandong aircraft carrier battle group, Air Force, soldiers, Navy, and the rocket force. And in response, Taiwan's own military, they've scrambled their own jets, they've put their own land-based missile systems on alert, and we're seeing this more and more. Every year, these exercises are coming more frequently and they're becoming larger in what appears to be an attempt by Beijing to try and put more pressure on this democratically governed island group to accept annexation from mainland China, something most Taiwanese people do not want to do.
And Steve, I suppose that while much of the world continues to focus on Ukraine, this is a reminder from China of its claim on Taiwan, which is still a very active issue.
Yeah, there's always been a bit of a fear that with the war in Ukraine, and especially with certain perceptions that Donald Trump might be softer in his response, that this could be a window for mainland China, for Beijing to grab Taiwan by force. I think we are a way off that, though. However, as I say, every year these war games are becoming greater and greater. This time round, in one of the more bizarre things also, the PLA has released this propaganda material, videos, showing the Monkey King from the Journey to the West story, video game character appearing alongside sort of jets attacking Taiwan. I suppose it's an attempt to try and get the young crew on board, the cool kids, hey, get on board with the invasion of Taiwan. But people here are sort of laughing about it. I mean, they're also portraying Lai Ching-te, Taiwan's leader, as a sort of insect being barbecued over a hot fire at the same time as showing these images of attacking the country. And it's interesting, is this sort of downplaying the seriousness of an invasion, attempting to get people used to it, and attempting to get young people on board? It's sort of not clear. But this has all happened at the same time. They've kicked off the preparations for a sort of mock surrounding of Taiwan at the same time as this propaganda material coming out. And we're saying, as I say, seeing more and more of this.
Steve, thanks very much. Stephen McDonnell in Beijing.